Miss Naylor here. Hopefully you know that was the opening bars of that I've Got a Feeling song, because our word this week is path, which means feeling or suffering. We're on page 96 of our Roots book, so get there, make sure you got your pen and your highlighter, and let's get rolling. Top of the page, do you feel sympathy or empathy when the boy on stage has forgotten his speech? And do you feel apathy or antipathy towards the ideas a lecturer is presenting? All four words, sympathy, empathy, apathy, and antipathy, describe feelings because they all contain the root path, meaning feeling. Sympathy, from the root sim meaning together and path meaning feeling, is literally feeling together with someone. Empathy, M meaning in and path meaning feeling, is a stronger word, indicating that you identify with someone so closely that you feel in that person's position. Apathy, from the roots a meaning without and path meaning feeling, means a lack of feeling or indifference. Whereas antipathy, from the roots anti meaning against and path meaning feeling, means a feeling against someone or something, a strong dislike. You will, of course, feel sympathy for the boy who is having stage fright, but if he happens to be your child, you will also feel empathy, identifying with him and participating in his suffering. If the ideas a lecturer is presenting are boring, you'll feel apathy or indifference. You'll be apathetic, without feeling. But if you strongly disagree with the ideas, then you'll feel antipathy toward them, and perhaps even toward the lecturer. Now you'll notice there are four words in this opening section, right? And the words in the opening section are always on the table for your Roots quiz, but I will point out they are all also in the chapter. So, you don't have any extra words this week. Woohoo! All right, our first word, antipathy, from the roots anti meaning against and path meaning feeling. It's a noun, a feeling against someone or something, a strong dislike. Go ahead and highlight your roots and underline your meaning. His antipathy toward those who disagreed with him was obvious, so it was really clear that he did not like these people, right? Some other examples of antipathy might be like at a hockey game when you have players get into a fight. I would say there's some serious dislike happening right there. Or perhaps the Yankees and the Red Sox. There are no warm, fuzzy feelings there. There's a lot of antipathy. They strongly dislike one another. Or perhaps more so their fans strongly dislike one another. Our next word is apathetic, and I've gone ahead and put it with apathy. Both of these words are from the roots a meaning without and path meaning feeling, and they're different forms of the same word. So apathetic has that IC on the end, so you can remember it's an adjective, and it means without feeling or indifferent. Apathy is a noun, and it means a lack of feeling or indifference. So let's look at the two sentences. When she failed to get a promotion, she became apathetic about her job and no longer did her best. So I can be apathetic, right? For apathy, voter apathy was to blame for the poor turnout on election. Let's take a look at an animal that is quite apathetic, or an animal who is showing a lot of apathy, okay?
Buddy, you wanna think? Think? Okay. Think? Mom?
This is probably the world's most apathetic cat. I don't know about you, but I have never owned a cat who would just sit there and look at me while I poured water on them. They would have been really annoyed about that. So this particular cat is very apathetic. The cat is apathetic about the fact that the girl is pouring water on her, apathetic about the fact that the girl meows at her. You could also say that the cat's apathy is to blame for the fact that it gets all wet, right? If it weren't so apathetic, it would get up and move. But it is. And then we have empathy. Oh, what a wonderful word, empathy, right? It's from the roots M meaning in and path meaning feeling. It is a noun, an understanding so intimate that one participates in another's feelings. Now, there's a sentence here. The empathy shown to Ruth by Millie, who was also a widow, help to form a lasting bond between the two women. So it's saying that these two women have had similar experiences, and so one doesn't just feel sympathy for the other, but one feels empathy. She's had a similar experience, she can embody those feelings. My best example of empathy is I am pretty empathetic, and I have trouble sometimes because in books and movies and TV shows, when characters embarrass themselves, I have so much empathy for them that I can't watch the show anymore. My friends make fun of me because I have to leave the room or leave the theater because I get so uncomfortable because I feel as awkward as they do when they start doing stupid things or getting embarrassed. So there's that. Empathy. All right, pathetic. I almost forgot. I have a song for y'all. I know you guys know this song because you've seen ASPCA commercials before. And you hear this music and you immediately turn the TV off or you change the channel, don't you? Yeah, I do too. It's okay. And the whole purpose of that song, or images like this, like the really sad puppy or the really cute cat, right, are because the ASPCA wants us to feel pity. They want us to see these pathetic images and give them money or go volunteer or whatever it is that they're looking for, right? So, pathetic is an adjective meaning arousing feelings of pity. The dog's hunt for her missing pups was pathetic, right? It made everybody feel really bad for her. I considered putting that commercial in here, but I really can't watch it. So sorry guys, you just got the song and some pictures. All right, two more related words, pathological and pathology. Again, very closely related. Pathological is an adjective and it means caused by a disease. Doctors finally determined that her inability to concentrate was pathological. The only thing I could really think of to help you remember this was the idea of a pathological liar. We sometimes refer to people that way. Technically, if someone is a pathological liar, their desire to lie or their inability to not lie, that may have been a double negative, is caused by a disease. So they're not lying because they want to lie, they're lying because they have to lie or because something else makes them lie, right? Pathology has an extra root in it, so it's from path and logy, meaning study of, which is an old root, you know that one. So when you see that logy on there, you know it's the study of the nature of disease, especially the structural and functional changes caused by disease. So the doctor preferred doing laboratory research in pathology to treating patients. So this has to do with kind of like where diseases come from or how they change and things like that, whereas pathological just means caused by disease. Next we have pathos. You actually studied this last year in 7th grade, so this is old news, it's just review. Pathos is a quality, especially in literature, that arouses feelings of pity. It is a noun. My sister loves movies full of pathos, movies she can cry over. We really talked about this in reference to persuasive writing and rhetoric. Technically, rhetoric, of course, is just good writing, really strong writing with great meaning behind it, and so any kind of writing can use pathos. We specifically looked at Martin Luther King Jr.'s writing, of course, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s. For instance, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Anything that really inspires feeling here, right? All right, sympathy. From the roots sim meaning together and path meaning feeling, it means a feeling for another person. It is a noun. Everyone felt sympathy for the girl who lost the race. It would be very sad, right? Here we have some pictures, of course. We've got, the friend comforting her friend who's sad, showing her sympathy. And here we've got the puppy cuddling with the little girl who's kind of looking not so happy right there. So he's showing some sympathy. And one last word, telepathy. From the roots tele meaning far and path meaning feeling, it's a noun. It literally means far feeling. Again, always we want to skip over that one. The supposed communication between two people far apart by other than normal sensory means. And you're like, Miss Naylor, could we say that in real English, please? Sure. So when it says supposed means, it means like we're not really sure this is real or not. So people say they can communicate from far away through something other than like calling or emailing. Because they thought so often of the same thing at the same time, they were convinced it was telepathy. Who knows? This is a pretty cute, we're not going to watch all of this, but we're going to watch a little tiny clip of the Merrill twins' twin telepathy test.
Hey guys, I'm Veronica.
And I'm Vanessa. And for this video, we are going to be testing our twin telepathy. And how we're going to do that is we're going to draw a random word out of this pot. Why do we use a pot? I don't know.
I don't know.
And then once we see that word, we're going to write our first thoughts about that word. And our goal is to write the same thing or at least close to the same thing as many times as we can. Yes.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
first word.
Here.
Oh, okay. Dry first word is flabbergasted. Flabbergasted.
I hope if you ever do a twin telepathy test, you use a wonderful word like flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted. Okay. Alright, hold on. Okay, ready? What do I show you? I don't know. Just show the camera. 1, 2, 3.
I drew a duck.
I drew you being weird. Ronnie being weird. And that's weird. That's twin telepathy.
Okay, so I'm not sure that that actually counts as telepathy. My other thought here was, of course, sorry to call you out, Joe and Avery, but Joe and Avery sometimes do that thing where they like look at each other and they say the same word, and sometimes they're being silly and they totally whisper the word before they say it out loud. So the idea behind that, of course, would be telepathy, that they can like think the same thing at the same time, but they're just messing with us. Thanks, guys. So yeah, telepathy, the idea that you can like think so hard that you make someone else think the same thing you do, or focus so hard on sharing an idea with someone that they have the same thought, or they like almost hear what you're saying in their head, right? That would be telepathy. All right, that is all of our words. Hooray! Go back, make sure you've done all your highlighting and all your underlining like you're supposed to, and get to work on your exercises. Good luck on your roots test. Study hard. Don't forget to study your old roots. It's very important.